And we are live, my friend. I'm happy that you are watching Ero Talks episode number 7. My friend, we have experienced a lot of problems. We were to start this session at 2 p.m. It's now 2:55 p.m. We are so sorry, but we hope now we have fixed our problem. So today we shall be talking about youth and politics. So my guest today is Caspar Kings. And before I even bring him on screen, I want just to say Happy Madaraka Day. I hope you made it so good, and I hope that it was so beautiful to you. I enjoyed it. I watched it live, and my friend, I am so happy to share the goodies of Madaraka Day with you. Without further ado, I want to bring him on screen. But my friend, if you like this video at any given point, feel very, very free to hit our boop that like button. I like using boop. So boop that like button so that we can reach out to many more people. So allow me to bring on screen Casper so that we can have a little chat and know what he has. Casper,
Yes, sir.
how are you doing?
I'm fine, sir. Dan happy Madaraka.
Happy Madaraka Day. I am so sorry, my friend, of what we have gone through, but at least now we are live, right?
Thank you, sir.
Yes, and you look so good.
Thank you.
Of course, from this side, we are hoping that this show is going to kill it.
Yes,
So, Kings,
yes, sir.
were you able to watch the Madaraka Day live?
I actually watched a few things in the morning before I was preparing for the interview.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we might be sharing that in the end of this very live stream. But again, we are talking about youth and politics. Is that okay?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I just wanted you to affirm that, we are talking about that. I know many people were waiting for this live stream. Please, if you are waiting, we are now live. And my friend, I just want to share with you a link which you can share with your friends so that, we can have this going live. So you can share with them so that as we start, some people are joining us. Is that okay?
Okay, sir.
Sawa sawa. I am sending it right away on your WhatsApp. So if somebody is managing your WhatsApp, just tell him or her to check it. I've just sent it right now.
Okay, thank you. I've received it, sir.
Yeah, yeah. So, Caspar, I just want you to introduce yourself to our viewers. I don't want to assume everybody knows you. I just want you to introduce yourself to your viewers and tell us what you do.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity, Dan. My name is Caspar King Wanyama. I'm a student at the University of Nairobi. I'm a senior student pursuing political science, and I'm a founder member of the Ero Youth Movement based here in Nairobi, which was actually launched on Friday, and we are doing a mass recruitment. Yeah, that's all.
So thank you so much. You've mentioned of the liberal movement. We shall be talking about that in a few. But on screen, you can see CJ Manu says he is tuned. Thank you so much, CJ, for watching us. We are so glad that you are able to watch us. So, Casper,
Yes, sir.
I just want us to go straight to what we wanted to talk about. The first question for you is, do you think that youth have space in Kenyan politics? Because I am made to understand that Kenyan politics is so much expensive. So I don't know, in your own view, do you think that the youth in Kenya have space in Kenyan politics?
Yes, Dan, you see, thank you for your question. Thank you very much. You see, the youth, according to the census population of 2019, Kenya is a youth population. Actually, the youth, people of the age of 35 and below, compose 70% of the total population of Kenya. So it's very okay to say that Kenya is a youth population. We own 70% of the population. Now, saying that politics is expensive, this is been a rhetoric that people have been using it from time gone. People always say that youth are the leaders of tomorrow. And this rhetoric is mostly used by the old people. They use the youth.
Casper, hello, Kings.
Tomorrow to discourage them. But hello? Yes, Dan.
Yes, we are losing you. I don't know what's the problem.
Can you hear me?
Yes, you okay?
Yes, I'm okay. I'm okay, sir.
Yes, yes, please carry on. We had lost you for like a minute.
Sorry, Dan. Can you hear me now?
It's okay. Yeah, it's okay, it's okay.
Okay, I was saying, now the youth occupy 75% of the total population of the 49.6 million Kenyans we have. That's according to the census population of 2019. Those are facts. Now, when you look at the people who can vote, that is 18 years, okay, to 34, this is 30, about 13 million who are the youth population. So youth are part of the population that elect those people in position. They, they cannot be there. They are there basically because the youth. Yes, sir.
Okay, so you made me to understand that in Kenya,
75%.
70% of big say, 75%, I mean, we have a big say when it comes to many things. So
Uh,
you have you talked about the issue of the politics being expensive for youth?
yes, actually, coming there to that question, you see, Dan, thank you for asking that. Politics with time has evolved to become a very lucrative entity, okay? Where we only having people with money going there. And you see, this is the problem caused by mainly by the Kenyan voter. You see, the Kenyan voter seems to sell their vote to the highest bidder. Okay, the politicians are
Yes.
paying lots of money such that the politics is becoming expensive because it's not based on issues, it's not based on track record, it's not based on manifesto. The politics is becoming expensive because the rich man wants to control everything. Because actually, politics runs everything. The highest office in the land of Kenya is a political post, which belongs to the president. He is elected there. Now, some rich people who want to take the nation have found that the best way and the easiest way to be rich to use politics. And you can see that by, if you mention the richest people here in the country, they must be politicians. That has made it very difficult for the youth. You see, like the youth are actually trying. And the same people, when they are up there, they ensure they stay up there by bringing the youth down, making sure that the youth stay down there, they don't come up there. They make sure that youth stay poor. They make sure that they borrow huge loans, okay? So that the youth at the very, very early age have huge debt. They, the government, so they cannot actually cut off and engage them into politics. And also the Kenyan water is also comes in here. By the Kenyan water seems by in is actually associated with big man. They only want somebody who already has money. Okay? They don't listen to the issue. Politics is
Okay.
yes, sir.
So the point you're bringing out is that some people are trying to press down the youth in terms of politics, which I feel it is not fair at all. I hope that we reach a point where we have equal rights, where we have an equal opportunity to compete in politics. But the fact of the matter is that we have a space in politics. It's only that we need to show that we can take it. So, Caspar, I want us to talk about the lifestyle of the youth of today. I don't know what is your view on the youth of today and their lifestyle. Maybe it is because of our lifestyle today that is making us not to take part in politics. So I don't know, Kings, do you have any view about the lifestyle of the youth in Kenya today?
Okay, answering that question, Dan, very quickly. You see, the issue of lifestyle of the youth and politics, and youth not taking part into politics. I would like to bring on a story by the famous author Malcolm X. We have the field Negro. He talks about the field Negro and the kitchen Negro. Okay? Now, the field Negro, is out there, the field, working. He eats because of his sweat. He earns his living rightfully by sweating and working for the master. And on the other side, we have the kitchen Negro. The Negro stays in the house with the master. The Negro, some leftovers from the master. The kitchen Negro is receives clothing from the master. Now, this kitchen Negro ends up loving the master even more than the master loves himself. He's entitled to that. But on the other side of the kitchen Negro hates the master because the master oppresses him. Now, coming back to the youth, some youth see things like kitchen Negro. This is because their man is in government. Okay? This is that is not their work to engage in politics. This is that they are not part of it. Now, because they have actually they are going to public. Okay? They're being given loans. Okay? Now, they are okay with that. They think that the master is serving. They
Kings,
love the master. Yes, sir.
we have one viewer is saying your voice is breaking and you are very low. Can you try to speak up? Or do you
Okay,
think
okay,
if
okay.
you remove, yes, can you
Yeah.
move it closer or you remove the earphones? I don't know. Will you be comfortable?
Now let me move the microphone
Yes,
closer.
yes, that's now closer. That's okay.
You can hear me now.
Yes, I think you are now okay. So
Yes,
thank
I
you,
was saying.
Kennedy and CJ. Thank you so much for letting us know that. So you can go
Okay,
on.
okay. As I was saying that now we have this field Negro. Okay, the kitchen Negro, which is part of the huge society of the youth of today. Okay, this Negro stays in the house with the master. Now he thinks that the master has his interest at heart because the master gives him food. Okay, the master gives him some money at the end of the month. The master gives him his used clothes. But in the real sense, this is nothing but just a small scale. This is an oppression. Such that the kitchen Negro is brainwashed. He does not see the real things the way they are. But on the other side, we have the field Negro. He hates the master. And he feels happy when the master is sick. And this is the part of the youth out here, the majority. The field Negro, they are always majority than the kitchen Negro. We are out here, the unemployed youth coming from the university without getting employment opportunities, youth being left out on the street. Okay, youth.
Yes. So Casper,
Yes, Dan.
you know, some of us may fail to understand when you speak in, let's say, parables. Huh? Let me try to
Okay.
understand it this way. You try to mean that there are people or there are youth who belong to some prominent people
Yes.
that are given priority, maybe, and there are others who maybe are hustlers, and they are out there. So maybe those who are close to the politicians are the kitchen Negroes, and those who are far away from them, who don't have tall relatives, who don't have godfathers, are the field Negroes, which are so many. I don't know. Do you, is that what you're trying to mean? Maybe in simple language?
Yes, it's just the same point in other way around. What it's like, just like you see, we have people, okay, the youth who don't want to engage in politics, okay. They say politics belongs to the politicians on the other way, okay, because they feel that they have nothing they can do, okay, or they are okay with the life which they are living. But on the other side, the other youth, which are the masses, they are out here. They are not okay with the way system is going, okay, and they want to be involved. They don't want just to sit down out there, but they want to sit there on the table where the decisions affecting their lives are being made. They don't want to sit in their house and lament in the house. Okay? You see, you don't sort a political problem by lamenting on social media or by just crying in the house. You have to mobilize. You have to get out there. You have to get your voice heard. Yes, sir.
Okay, so thank you so much. At least the field Negroes are many. Many of us are
Yes.
falling in that part, but I know if we fight the right way, we are going to meet. By the way, we are so many out here. And once we get the opportunity to get these facilities and this infrastructure and this, money and all this, we can go far. So maybe some people are just concentrating on the kitchen Negroes when they should be looking at the field Negroes, because their votes are from the field Negroes. So thank you so much for bringing that up. But now, talking of the field Negro and the kitchen Negro and everything we have talked about, I don't know, what is your view about youth leadership in Kenya?
You see, thank you, Dan.
Yes.
From my view, what I think, and as I had started earlier saying that the youth are the majority of the population, actually occupying 70% of the population of the total population of Kenya. And the youth need to engage and provide quality, just, fair, and accountable leadership in Kenya public matters of politics, economic, social government, and be devoid of corruption, nepotism, and all forms of discrimination. Youth have to be part of this. You see, this is a problem that is there. But this problem, it's like we saying that you have a problem with your tooth, okay? You have to see a dentist. Yes, you have to see a dentist. You don't go on and see a football coach. Yes, the problem is about the leadership. You see, we must have somebody who knows the real problem. And, like, for example, you see, looking at the current government, okay? You see, even now we have a youth representative, okay? I'm
Yes.
sorry to use the example, but the man is not a youth, okay? That is a fact, okay? He's an octogenarian. This is somebody with over 80 years. That is not a youth. How can he express the interest of the youth? Okay?
You are,
Such
you are
octogenarian.
getting me just laughing. So you mean someone who is over 70 is representing youth? How can
Yes.
that really happen? You know, this is very
Now,
unfair, my friend.
yes.
Are they
Look at
trying to mean that we cannot lead ourselves?
now what they are trying to do. You see, actually they lied to us, and that's what politicians do. They actually lie to us when they are coming for our votes. Okay? They even say they are youth themselves, but in real sense they are not youth. These people, if you look, they have always been there from the Moi time. Actually, the top leadership of Kenya. Okay? They say they are providing solutions, but they have been part of the causing of the problem since day one. There's nothing
Sure.
new up there. The top five politicians are not new people. I have known them since I was born. They were here. There's no new name there. So part of the problems we are facing today is because of them. Now, because they want votes, they come up with generating some issues and telling us, according them, telling us now these are the solutions. Okay? And they look for sweet terms. Okay, they have a way of looking for terminology. Okay, they call them the big four. Okay, they call them whatever, economic revival. But in the end, the politician is the politician. Okay,
Yes.
mtoto wa nyoka ni nyoka tu.
Kings.
We end the same way,
Yes.
produce the same people, we end up with the same problem, such that after the election, we will also, after another 5 years, we will also have somebody among the same octogenarian saying he wants to provide solutions again for the next 5 years, but he has been there. It's not that he has been out there. So the youth have to move in, and this is a chance. So the youth are majority. But the problem is that we have been naive, and we have said that this thing belongs to the big man. We need to stop that. Then youth need to change or perish. Okay?
Yes,
It's
Kings
very,
and Kings.
yes, Dan.
Yes, you brought very many things on table, like someone who is called representing youth, and them coming to us, asking us to do something, and maybe telling us they are youth. But the most important thing you've mentioned is about nepotism, and I have seen this, happen in my county. And
Yes.
I've realized that at our sub county, I'm so sorry to use this example, but it really pains
It's
me
okay, Dan. Let's
that that
go the truth.
yes, at our sub county, our governor has brought people from his home to the office, right from the secretary to all the other people, those who help him in the offices, the admin, those enforcement are all from his side. Then when you come to kazi kwa vijana, hizi za kulima kwa mitaro and all this, he has taken now the people in the sub-county, those people who live here are now working in those very, kazi kwa vijana. And I was looking at this and saying, what is really happening? Because when I go to someone who is cooking, is from here. When I go to someone who is washing the toilets, is from our sub county. When I go to someone who is, digging on the road, he is from our sub county. But then when you come to posts that are a bit higher, it is some people from his own place. So I was asking myself, why? Why is he doing this? I don't know. Have you ever experienced this? I don't know in your place, but for me, I've experienced and I feel it is not fair. So, have you ever experienced nepotism in the first place?
Thank you, Dan. Eh, it's so unfortunate that we are celebrating our 58th Madaraka, 59, sorry, but we still talk about such things like nepotism. But you see, this nepotism is a result of bad leadership. You must face it. Those are facts. You see, it's everywhere. It's not just there in your county, okay? Everywhere out, you can meet. You see how people, you can always look at how people are appointed, how people are
Adjust your
appointed to job.
microphone.
Yes, how people are appointed to various jobs, okay?
Yes.
We have the youth out there, people with qualification, real qualification, who merit for the job. But they are left out, okay? Simply because of their second name. You have heard people saying now it doesn't matter your education, okay? You have heard now in Kenya they're saying that what matters most is who you know, not what you know. It's a very bad logic. It's a very bad thing. We should end it, whereby people should be employed, given opportunities to serve in the country, not because of whom they know, but because they merit, they have the qualification to do so. But it's so unfortunate. It's so unfortunate. It's a fact that we were on our 59th Madaraka Day, but there is still nepotism. It happens, of course.
Okay.
That is not a secret. It happens everywhere.
Mm.
Yes, sir.
So, Kings,
Yes.
I want us to look at this comment from Juma. Juma says that that is conflict of interest, which is not allowed even by law. I don't know what he means. Do you understand this comment?
Yes. Yes. You see, at first, now let me use this example also. You did say that for somebody to run politics very well, as I said, this problem is because of bad leadership. Okay? And the cause of this is because our leaders we are actually electing, they have interest. They have hidden interest. For example, we don't have, they have business. Let's say, for example, the governor has a manufacturing company. Okay? He has a manufacturing company, and the county is doing tenders, is giving out tenders. If human beings are actually by nature selfish, will actually give it to himself. So that is a problem. But now the law, the law is there. The fact is there. Nepotism is not allowed. Okay, but the fact is that law is not observed. That is the fact. The laws have been there. The problem is never about the laws. We have very good laws in fact, and we are even related to having the one of the best constitutions in the continent. The laws are not the problem. The problem is the leaders. They know nepotism is wrong. It's against the law. But now, what can you do? Okay, somebody just appoints his relative. What can you do? Yeah, nothing you can.
So, Kings, you're very right. The laws have been there since we were born. It's only
Yes.
that we do not follow them. So, but it's high time that we follow the laws and we do what is just to others. So, I know we can expound on that so much, which is a place of interest, but maybe we can create a separate day and talk about that. But, Kings, I've realized that, youth have been accused of political violence in most cases. And I don't know, why do you think politicians are able to use youth when it comes to violence?
Thank you, Dan. Dan, you see that question. If you don't give you work, okay, you leave them in the street. They have nothing to eat. Then somebody comes here around with 200. This happens here. Okay. Now the youth has nothing to eat. He has papers. Okay. Of course, he is a hardworking Kenyan, but there's no way the system is very hard for him. Then there comes a shortcut in, so the politician gives them some alcohol, okay, and gives them some money, some 200 or 500 shillings, so that they can go and cause chaos. It's so unfortunate. I don't advocate for violence, especially violence by the youth. That is misled priority and abuse of the youth energy. This youth population should be used to build the country and not to destroy it. They should work on building each other and not on killing each other. They should work on promoting each other's business and not bringing down each other's business. Now, you
Yes.
see, the problem is that coming to that violence, mainly the thing is our politicians are full of destiny. They bring an us versus them politics. They have their rivals, okay? They have their political rivals. Instead of sorting this thing, you see, in any political contest, if you have to be angry, direct your anger towards the ballot box, okay? If you are very angry, wait on the election day, go out there, cast your vote, send somebody home very early in the morning. But you cannot solve the problem by going and fighting another youth out there. Does not make sense. That is very bad and very sad such that the youth. The problem is that the youth are easily given hope, and the politician uses this, and they know it very well. You see, the problem with our politicians, they are very smart people,
Mm.
and they know how to use the youth. They know that the youth are easy to mislead. and we have a lot of adrenaline, okay, a lot of energy. They make us direct their anger to their opponents while they sit down and they enjoy. You see them calling themselves my brother, my friend. It's very sad. After af- after every election, you will see these people saying we will work together. Okay. Now, what happens to the people you destroyed property for? Nothing happens there. What happens? You cut your brother with a slash of the head. Okay. You have sent the man to the hospital. Then the people you are fighting for, they're out there shaking hands with each other, saying, my brother. It's very unfortunate. It's time that the youth need to know that violence is a misled priority. Actually, in the 21st century, talking about youth violence is something very regrettable, such that the youth can still channel their energy towards wrong things. It should not be that way. We should focus our energies on building one another, growing one another's business. And when we have any political differences, let's express our democratic rights like civilized people. You wake up in the morning. If you are anger with somebody, you have anger with somebody, so much anger. You wait on the voting day, done. You wake up on the voting day at 8, when the station is open, you vote somebody out. That is the way of expressing your anger. But you don't express it by subjecting it to other people. That's my take.
Casper,
Yes, sir.
you can, I can, I've heard you. I had a
Yeah.
little problem, I think, with my network, but I'm back.
Okay.
So we are redirecting our anger to a very different place,
Yes,
which
at the
is
wrong place.
very, yes. Yeah, so I think you've explained that very, very clearly. And I don't know why should you just wait for a politician to tell you go fight and you go fight. It is so unfortunate. But again, we are raising awareness so that people can at least find, the truth and at least know where as youth belong. Because once we understand where we belong, then no one will go out to fight because of this. So that's very fine. Then I want to bring this. Reggae was stopped. I don't know. What is your view about BBI? Let me know about BBI.
Uh, Dal, the issue about reggae being stopped and actually everything was said to have been stopped. If you are following politics closely, you on when we're having the national prayer day, you had the deputy president saying that even Tanga tours have stopped,
Yes.
uh, and he had actually alluded that maybe it's time we change things. And I also support that. I think maybe it's time we change. And how do we change these things? You see, about the reggae, the constitution. The constitution is not an end in itself. The constitution is just but the means. There are some good issues in the
Yes.
BBI. There are some good goodies for the youth, and the proponents can quote some goodies there, good for the general population. They are there. That is a fact. But also there are also some things which are not good. Okay, we must say it as it is.
Yes.
Yes, we must talk the facts
Casper,
the way they are.
before you continue,
Yes, Dan.
what can we do about these things that are not good in the BBI?
One of the things that are not good, as I said, the unfortunately this is politics, such that for anything you don't like, then you have to vote against it. Okay, such, and everybody is entitled to their position. Kenyans are entitled to that. Such that if they think that, for example, it's in the Court of Appeal, okay?
Yes.
Let's say it goes through, okay? And the majority of, let the Kenyan people themselves express their views on it, okay? If they think it's good, well and good. It's their fate, okay? If they think it's bad, let them reject it, okay? But I don't also want to ignore the fact that I have seen the PPG, the parliamentary group, they want to amend to make sure that there's some goodies that were in the BBI, they don't go off west, and that is a good initiative. This is a very good initiative. It's a good way to go. Very less expensive. Just some things that were there. Actually, things like talking about the help the youth, okay, from the students. Talking about the youth commission.
Yes.
Talking about the tax relief for the youth. Those are the things that can be passed through parliament. They don't have necessarily to be through a referendum. And I think the parliament is taking a good way. But this remains, the fact remains that this is politics. This is politics, and we don't know what will happen. You see, the parliamentarians are controlled by political parties, and those who have the majority member in parliament are the promoters of the BBI. Okay, so of course I don't think it will be a very hard fight, but let's wait and see. Yeah, but as
Okay,
I
so
said,
it's a matter of time, right?
yes. But as I said done earlier, a constitution is not an end in itself. It's just but a means. We can still have a constitution with many flowery things. It may be very romantic, promising heaven, but it depends. Again, the back lies on the leader who is in the office. You see, for example, we have been having the two-third gender rule. Okay, it has not been implemented for long, and it is there in the 2010 constitution. There's nobody who has said that 2010 constitution has problems. It is very fine. Okay, but have we implemented? Such that we can also have as many constitution amendments. But what about the implementation? Then my phone is going off.
Now, Kings, I think his phone has gone off, but there is a question here. I don't know if someone can be able to answer, but Juma is asking, ask Kiongozi if BBI will solve corruption issues, ethnicity, or give us good leadership. And anasema kuwa nyani ni wale wale, misitu ndio inabadilika. So I think we have different views when it comes to politics. And like Juma is saying that nyani ni wale wale, the same people who are pushing for it. It's only that the environment is changing or misitu inabadilika. So allow me to go through your comments as maybe Kings will try to reconnect. His phone has unfortunately gone off. From Harrison says, the only way youth can take over leadership is by practicing their democratic right of voting. Most of the youth just talk, but when it comes to voting, they don't actually do it. Harrison, you are very right, because I'm meant to understand that some of us just say, I'm going to, get out of this guy. I'm not going to vote for this guy. But when it comes to the day of voting, you find that, the youth are not voting. You only find that all the people are voting, or people who truly understand where maybe this Kenya is going, because sometimes you find that as youth, we are not conversant with what is happening, especially in the political world. So we find that men who might be understanding this are usually at the forefront of voting. Then, like Casper said, 75% of the population is youth. So you find that maybe out of the 75%, you only find that like 40 are voting, but the 30% are not voting, or the 20% are not voting. So when Harrison is speaking of that we shall only recognize our leadership when we practice our democratic right. By the way, if you are above 18, you have a national ID, you can get a voter's card and you can go and vote. It is simple. It is just wake up early in the morning and go vote in your the best person you want to bring on board. So my friend, I think Harrison is also okay. Someone called maybe Lishai Carson. That word is so hard to pronounce, but I hope you understand. He says that reggae has not stopped yet. This is very, very good. He says the Court of Appeal, His Excellency and Baba are thinking the same thing, and he is putting there a laughing face. So I don't know, Carson, what do you mean? You mean that we still have an opportunity to get this BBI through? I don't know. We can chat and find out. Maybe people who are watching us live. Why can't we discuss this? Do you think Carson is right when he says that the Court of Appeal, His Excellency, and Baba are thinking the same thing? Does this mean that this is an automatic thing that they will, the Court of Appeal will validate BBI? Let's think about this. Will it validate because they are thinking the same way? And maybe Carson, do you think that His Excellency the President Uhuru Kenyatta and Baba, do you think that they have an influence on the Court of Appeal? Maybe there's something we can talk about in the comments so that we find out that we can try to just talk and find out the truth. Do you think Baba and His Excellency can affect the Court of Appeal to take this through? So let's talk about this. Maybe Juma and Harrison, you can help us answer this. Even Carson, if you're still watching, you can also give in your comments. Emmanuel says they like handouts. What do you handouts? This is you are talking in parables. I don't know. Maybe you should tell us in details. Gilbert says, Kongole, Kazungu, na Kaspa for bringing this. Asante sana, Gilbert. We are so happy that you joined us. Unfortunately, my guest has been out of studio. His phone went off. I don't know if I can reach out to him. Let me tell him to. Oh, he is off, unfortunately, but I hope that he can join in later. But as we wait for him, we can go through the comments and find out what we can, talk about. In case he will not come back, we shall bring this to an end. So thank you so much, Gilbert, for bringing that out. Football World says, I am in. Thank you so much, Football World, for watching. We started this live stream at 2:55. And I hope that you will get along with us. And if you did not watch the first part, maybe once we are through with this, you can go and watch the replay. Gilbert again says, reggae imekufa kitambo jo. So Gilbert says he's agreeing that BBI is no longer there. Maybe when the court ruled it off, maybe he feels like it will not get through. So he says reggae imekufa. Carson and the others, do you think Gilbert is saying the truth? Do you think his prediction is right? Because we know that the what do you call it? The case is in the Court of Appeal, and we are still waiting for the very decision. CJ Manu says, in central Kenya, IDs are processed within 3 to 4 weeks, but in western Kenya, it takes 3 months. Can someone make me understand, please? And he's putting a laughing face. By the way, also when I was applying, I'm from western Kenya, and it took long for me to receive my ID. I don't know about the central Kenya thing of the ID getting out in 3 to 4 weeks. I mean, in 3 to 4. Was it weeks? Yes, weeks. I am not so sure. Maybe if someone is watching and is from Central, please let us know. do you think that your IDs are getting out earlier than any other place? And does this mean that many people are being given IDs in that very place, maybe for voting? Or do you think that that is why many people from Central are, voting? Maybe you have so many voters from the central part of Kenya than in the western part of Kenya. So I don't know. For me, in Western, it takes a long time for you to receive the ID, but I don't know about other places. So if you're watching and you're from any other place, please drop us a comment and tell us, how long does it take for you to get your ID? And maybe does that affect the voting? So thanks so much for those guys who are, keeping me company here. Harrison says reggae has not yet stopped. A comeback is real. So that means that the case that is in the court of appeal in the other, it might work, and maybe it can be agreed that BBI should be passed. So Harrison, we thank you so much for your comment, and we are all interacting. So Emmanuel Juma says Gilbert is right, because the High Court elaborated very well, why the BBI reggae should not go on. And it was very clear. I don't know why my learned friends are protecting on this matter. So he says that BBI reggae should not go on. And I remember on the prayer day, our Deputy President Ruto, Dr. William Ruto, was speaking, and he said that now reggae has been stopped and Tanga movements have already been stopped. We now need to work together. So I don't know. Do you think that we should work together? Not maybe not us, but of course he was speaking to the two guys, our His Excellency the President and Baba Raila Amolo Odinga, Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga. So maybe it is time they work together. What do you think? Do you think that they should work together, or do you think that they should hope that BBI will be revived? But according to Juma, he says he wonders why the learned people are still, rotating around that matter, and yet we are saying that BBI reggae has already been stopped. So thank you so much for that very comment. CJ Manu again says, is it true that the MPs who voted no for BBI had received 100K each from our deputy president? I am not so sure. I don't have any information. Maybe someone who is watching us can tell us. Do you think that those who voted no received, like he says, a sum amount of 100,000 Kenya shillings? I don't know. Let us know. Maybe if someone has information, you can let us know. And I realized that most people who voted no were out of that parliament or senate. They were voting when it was live. So I don't know. Did that affect? Maybe did they feel bad that they are not part of the congregation? So they decided to vote no, and the people who are in, maybe what they paid for them to vote yes for the BBI. Maybe we should think that way. We should think in two ways, right? And do you think that the grant that was promised for the MCAs and those people that they want to go and buy vehicles, maybe to give them grants, do you think they gave them? So it's a matter of maybe true information. You can give it to us for those of you who have information and you are watching. And Emmanuel Juma says, other counties, no countries, I mean, other countries like Singapore did not need the documents to raise the economy and have good leadership. They just needed good leadership, period. So my friend Juma says, it is not about documents, it's not about the constitution. And I remember, I guess our guest also was speaking about this, that it is not all about, these documents, because the law was there, the law has been there since we were born, but do we follow the law? That is the question. So, Emmanuel Juma, I can concur with you. We do not need documents for them to validate what we need to do. And by the way, talking about that, President, His Excellency Uhuru Kenyatta, launched yesterday some projects in Kisumu. And I was asking myself, because from history, like in 1965, Jomo Kenyatta crossed voice with Jaramogi Oginga Odinga, the father to Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga. And since then, we have seen that projects in Kisumu have not been effective, especially from the government side. But then I was asking myself, do you think that for a project to be done in a certain county, do we need that the president and maybe the kingpin of that very county should be in good terms? Because we've seen that now the two brothers have joined hands in handshake, and we can now see projects going to Kisumu. And we have also had we have celebrated our Madaraka Day in Kisumu. Do you think that maybe we need good relationships with the government or the president for these projects to be validated? For me, I think it should be from the government. I don't know what you think about. Maybe you can let me know. For those of you who are still watching, for me, I think that like the government is entitled to bring, projects to counties, and this is a mandate. But I don't think if it is right for us to say that, we need maybe our leaders to be in good terms with the president for us to receive such development. So I concur with you, Juma. We do not need documents for us to become successful. We need leaders who can stand in space and who can always be there for us. Thank you so much for that comment, Juma. Harrison says there is an MP, Kimani Mujiri, who initially was not supporting BBI, but when it came to voting, he voted yes. So there is a notion maybe they were paid to pass BBI. And by the way, this thing was very viral for those of us who watch memes. And Kimani Mujiri said one day, I am not for BBI. I will not vote for BBI. But then when the day came for voting, this guy voted yes. And Harrison says, maybe in one way, they were paid or he was paid to vote yes. What do you think? Do you think that Kimani Mujiri was paid? I don't know. Maybe you can let us know. But in one way or the other, we feel like he might have been paid or he might have been promised something good. And maybe that is why he voted yes. So thank you so much. Juma is saying thank you. Maybe I have a question for you. Today, as I was watching the Madaraka Day celebration, so after Honorable Anyang' Nyong'o spoke, we had the deputy president. Then after that, he welcomed the president. Then the president, before he could speak, he welcomed his brother, Right Honorable Amolo Odinga. And I don't know, do you think there is an issue of protocol? Do you think that the DP is being looked down onto? I don't know. What is your thought about that? Because according to protocol, I guess the other people should talk. Then just after the vice president has spoken, then he can welcome the president, right? And after that, maybe the president can welcome his fellow president and all that according to protocol. But we saw it is different. We saw it is so much different. What do you think? Do you think that it was wrong, or do you think that it was right? Then there's something that Ruto mentioned about that it is not about the rule of men, it is about the rule of law. I don't know what you understand by this statement. I don't know what he meant. Maybe you can let us know what he meant, because he said we now need to understand the rule of law and not the rule of men. That not that men should come and create their own rules so that we can follow them. So thank you so much. Maybe if you've listened to those questions, you can So my friend, sorry, I was lost because of internet. So let me continue reading your comments. We are coming to an end of this, so I'm sorry for that. So I wanted to read from Gilbert. How MPs were voting in Parliament was not actually representing the people's interest at all. By the way, Gilbert, I was so annoyed to see them saying, and on behalf of the people of Shinyalu, or on behalf of the people of Langata. No. Some of us, we are not voting for that. So they were not voting for the interest of the people. I can really agree with you. So guys, I want to say thank you so much for making this live stream a success. We have had a lot of problems, and I hope that you understand. This really happens. Like our guest, his phone went off, unfortunately, but at least we had shared something. Then we have gone off for like 30 seconds because I was fixing a bug here with my internet. So please understand it is something that happens, but thank you so much for being here. Maybe let me read from this, my friend, Emmanuel Juma. The man is trying to please the hearts of men, but time will tell. What I want to insist here is that let us have young leaders who can see what is wrong and point out. Thank you so much, Juma. That is what we have been talking about, youth and politics. And my friend, we are so happy that you can also speak about this. It is a high time as youth that we stand and defend our position, because we really deserve our position and we deserve to have the best. So, and he says, let us be leaders of integrity. Those are the youth. Please let us be leaders of integrity. And any other leader, we need integrity. So, friends, thank you so much for joining me. Juma, thank you so much. You've been of great help. Thank you so much, Arizon Makale, we have Gilbert, thank you so much, Football World. We have Carson, thank you so very much for joining us. We have CJ Manu, thank you so very much. And we have Wesley Wizzy, thank you very much. Lewis Ogwangi, thank you for joining us. Kennedy Wanjala, thank you very much. Dagi Chris, you are very welcome. Thank you so much. And I'm so happy that you are able to join us. So thank you so much. And we are happy that you are part of this. So I usually have live stream every week, and next week we shall, or of course this week, I guess it will be on Sunday, we shall have a live stream about teenage pregnancies. So it is something that you would want to watch. So if you want to not to miss these very exclusive interviews, be very sure to hit that subscribe button, and not only subscribe, my friend, ring that bell so that you do not miss any other future tips, tricks, or interview that I'm going to offer here. Please also make sure to like this video so that I can reach out to many more people. Spread the word, tell people about Ero Talks Show. I'm just coming up, and I hope that I'm going to reach out to many people. If you want to be part of this very show, be very sure to comment down there. We can now get into details and exchange contacts, and maybe we can talk about this some other time. We have spent 1 hour here. Thank you so much for those people who've been live, and I really am grateful. Don't leave here without liking this video, and remember to always keep creating. Otherwise, I hope I will see you in my next interview. Peace. Wow, wow. The long day has been brought to an end. Just like that.